Chapter 36 in this book, all-time player matchups. Excuse me. Career pitching shutouts in a season. Not the most career shutouts. That's Walter Johnson, 110. But in one season, who has the most? Shutouts. Pete Alexander, 16. How does he match up with the following 19 pitchers who also have the most shutouts in a season? Bob Gibson, Bud Calvin, Walter Johnson, Sandy Koufax, Christy Mathewson, Charlie Radburn, Ed Walsh, John Clarkson, Bob Feller, Carl Hubble, Bob Lemon, Juan Marshall, Jim Palmer, Cy Young, Bert Blyleven, Mordecai Brown, Stan Koviski, Addie Joyce, Eddie, or not Ed, but Addie Joss, and Joe McKinney. Match up Pete Alexander with 15 categories. See how he did and match him up with 19 pitchers. Here are the categories: wins, innings, strikeouts, complete games, games started in a season, shutouts in a season, ERA, career, most wins in a season, most innings in a season, most strikeouts in a season, best ERA in a season, most saves, career, and winning percentage. What is Pete Alexander's matchup record? 15 wins, 4 losses. Very good. He lost to Bud Calvin, 8-9-6. He lost to Walter Johnson, 11-4. But he beat Sandy Koufax, 12-3. Beat Christy Mathewson, he loses, 9-5-1. So that's 3 losses. Calvin, Johnson, and Mathewson. But he beats Charlie Radburn, 10-5. Beats Ed Walsh, 9-6. Beats John Clarkson, 8-7. Beat Bob Feller, 13-2. Beat Carl Hubble, 14-1. Beat Bob Lemon, 15-0. Beat Marshall, 13-2. Beat Jim Palmer, 14-1. But he loses to Cy Young. So 4 losses. $15 wins, 4 losses. He beats Blyleven, 12-3. Beats Mordecai Brown, 11-4. Beats Stan Koviski, 14-1. Beats Addie Joyce, 13-2. Beats Joe McKinney, 12-3. Good record for Pete Alexander as far as shutouts in one season and how he matched up with the following 19 pitchers. Like I said, he beats Lemon, Hubble, Palmer, Koviski, Joss, Feller, Marshall, Gibson, Koufax, Blyleven, McKinney, Brown, Radburn, Walsh, Clarkson. 15 wins. 4 losses. Bud Calvin, Cy Young, Walter Johnson, and Christy Mathewson. Shutouts in a season. 16 of them for Pete Alexander. All right, next chapter, 37. Career winning percentage. For who's number 1? Al Spalding, 795 career winning percentage. He wins 252 games in his career. Wow. How does he match up? 19 players. Whitey Ford, Pedro Martinez, Lefty Grove, Babe Ruth is in there because he was a pitcher. Christy Matheson, Roy Halladay, Sandy Koufax, Lefty Gomez, John Clarkson, Mordecai Brown, Randy Johnson, Dizzy Dean, Pete Alexander, Mike Mussina, Jim Palmer, Kid Nichols, Joe McKinney, Juan Marshall, and Eddie Plank. Top 20 winning percentages. What is Al Spalding's record? 8 wins, 14 losses. More losses than wins. He beat Whitey Ford 10-5. He beat Pedro Martinez 12-3. Lefty Grove beats him 8-7. Spalding beats Babe Ruth 12-3. Fits longer than Ruth. Spalding loses to Matheson 10-4-1. Spalding beats Halladay 12-3. Beats Koufax 11-4. Beats Gomez 12-3. But John Clarkson beats him 10-5. Mordecai Brown wins 9-6. Randy Johnson, he lost 8-7. Dizzy Dean, Spalding wins 11-4. Pete Alexander 10-5. Mike Mussina, Spalding wins 10-5. Jim Palmer, Spalding wins 8-7. Kid Nichols wins 8-7. McKinney wins 8-7. Juan Marshall, Spalding wins 9-6. Eddie Plank, he beats Spalding 9-5-1. So in the winning percentage, Spalding 8 wins, 14 losses. Spalding beats Gomez, Halladay, Ruth, Martinez, Dean, Koufax, Whitey Ford, Mike Mussina, Juan Marshall, and Jim Palmer. But Spalding lost to Alexander, Clarkson, Matheson, Brown, Eddie Plank, McKinney, Nichols, Grove. Interesting. Al Spalding, best winning percentage of all time, .795, 252 wins, 65 losses. Of course, he played in the 1870s and 1880s. A little different back then. How about Whitey Ford, .690 winning percentage? All right, we've covered the pitching matchups. This is episode 498. And it took 37 chapters. We did hitters and pitchers, 37 chapters. What I'm going to do for episode 499, I don't want to make that the ranking video. I'm going to do an overview in episode 49 of this book. I'm going to overview the 37 chapters we covered. Then in episode 500, it's going to be a classic for the ages. You got to tune into that episode. I can't wait to do it. I'm going to rank all the players in the Baseball Hall of Fame. With the hitters, I'm going to count down how many hitters are in the Hall of Fame, position players. I believe the total, I'll get the exact total because there is a couple of additions we just had the Baseball Hall of Fame ceremony in Cooperstown, and they added Jim Cott, Gil Hodges, Minnie Mimosa. So the hitters will be added, and then the pitchers, they'll be added. I will get the final numbers of who is in the Baseball Hall of Fame right now, that we have all their career achievements and stats. I know there are other players in the Negro Leagues who are in the Hall of Fame, but we don't have all their complete stats. They won't be in the rankings because we don't know what Josh Gibson's lifetime career hits and home runs and averages, because they didn't keep the stats as good. They kept some stats, but not the legitimate stats. Same with Satchel Paige and some of the other players. They won't be in the rankings. My apology. They're good players. But I'm going to rank the hitters, and I'm going to rank the pitchers. See who comes out in the top 10. I'm going to start with for hitters, I believe it's 165 hitters in the Hall of Fame. 164, 165. I'm going to count down from 165 all the way down to number 1. And then with the pitchers, I believe it's 76. Could be 75, 76. Now I'm going to count that down all the way down to number 1, ranking them according to baseball matchups. That will be episode 500. But my next episode will be 499. That will be an overview of this book. Then we'll get to number 500, okay? Thanks for watching here. I'm out.